What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Football Capital, and we are back for another Premier League review show. Almost a full house here. I've got Mr. BBC Scotland back again for another one. Yeah, so what? Mr. Bits and Bobs in the building. I've got the Aussie Gooner, Steve. I mean, yeah, look at his smile. I know he's smiling, huh? And then I've got KG and Damo. Yeah, not the best of results for us this week. Yeah, doing the Morpie celebrations for us this week. More so for us, another week. But, boys, let's get straight into it. Manchester Derby. Where do you want to begin?
And that wraps up the Manchester Derby review. And
pretty much, bro. Pretty much. I mean, Kev, Damo, we watched this one together at Kev's place. I mean, you knew the moment Ole Gunnar Solskjaer dropped the roses, dropped the bouquet there at the start of the game. We knew it was all downhill. He couldn't even put the flowers down properly. And we've seen
he was rattled already.
Then we've seen Harry Maguire trying to pick up the ball for a quick free kick and couldn't get that right. Donny van der Beek decided to become the kit man and start giving Tellers his jersey. I don't know if he was giving his one or, Ollie with the shifty tactics of telling Shaw to make sure you tell him you're concussed so we get a free sub. All this happened and we didn't get the win here. And I mean, another Manchester derby, another game at Old Trafford that we've dropped points. It's not looking good for us, isn't it, boys? I mean, Bobs, I know you were at Hearts, at the Hearts Stadium just before this one. But watching the game, what'd you make of it, man? What'd you make of the Manchester derby? Even though you're wearing the wrong colours today, yeah? Mr. Stevie G there.
Listen, I think, do you know what? The Manchester derby, listen, before Fergie related to them as the noisy neighbours, but they're not so noisy, are they? They've won a lot of trophies in the last 4 years. In fact, I believe 6-7 years they've won a lot of trophies. Listen, I think the game, we can talk about derbies. We've talked on here before about derbies, form goes out the window. In this case, it didn't. The form just continued for both teams, to be honest. Okay, you could say City, obviously getting beat and stuff, but like I've said this before, guys, when you play Manchester City, you concede possession, okay? It's all about counter-attacking, staying compact. Listen, all plans went out the window when Bailly scored the own goal. I felt sorry for Bailly because, personally, that's probably not what he needed, as in coming back into the team lineup 2 games in a row. He'll probably get dropped now, which is unfortunate. I think City pitied us, if I'm honest. I think City treated us like that girl that they like you and you think, oh, I'll just take her out to the cinema because I know she's going to be happy, and you just watch the boring film and then you drop her home. Literally, they pitied us because if it wasn't for David De Gea, we would have got embarrassed again. And I'm not even, but yeah, guys, I know we talk about the players and the management. It's a whole collective now. They are not interested in playing for this guy. They're not interested in this current regime. Guys, we hear about structure. We talk about Man City structure. We talk about Liverpool structure. You need to get this in. I say to that, yes, I hear you. However, these people don't play on the football pitch. They don't kick the ball. And we talk about effort, application, running. There's none of that. They weren't interested, and I'll allow others to come in here. I wasn't shocked. No, I don't think any of us even disappointed. Because I think we knew the foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
It was just by how many goals, guys, and the fact that Pep didn't make any subs, Pep was mocking us before it, it just tells you that, listen, we're 3-point lane right now. Come and get 3 points. And the sad thing is that, unfortunately, this will continue. This will continue until Manchester United hierarchy start to lose money. And then there will be no change. Listen, I understand where they're trying to stand with we're going to stand by him, blah, blah, blah. But they're acting like Alex Ferguson wasn't going to get sacked until he won that game. They're acting like Ron Atkinson didn't get sacked. Do you know what I mean? Like, football, it's a sacking business. It's a result. It's always been a results business. Let that not fool you. Okay, managers before, when we were younger guys, were getting sacked right, left and centre. The only difference was it wasn't as coverage because we didn't have social media. You know, there's not that connection now between the fan and the club. We read about it on the papers. Or you heard it on Match of the Day. For you guys, NBC or whatever, beIN Sports. Do you know what I mean?
Teletext.
So for my conclusion on the game, I'm not shocked. It was always going to happen. Fair play to Pep for only scoring the 2 goals. But listen, you know, it's a mess. It's a mess. And right now, there's no one out there managerial-wise who even wants to touch this job. Because let's be honest, guys, right? Last thing I'll say, when jobs come available, we always see the manager go on Monday Night Football. I say, without saying I'm ready to take a job, they still say it, right? And there's always people that put their hat in, or, you know, you'll hear like controversial stories, or a manager will randomly turn up at a stadium and watch the game. That's not happening with us.
Yeah.
You know,
nobody wants to rock up to the stadium.
It's a poisonous chalice. It's a poisonous chalice. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I think of the game, guys. I'll let you all come in now.
Yeah, look, Kev. I mean, we watched it at your place, bro, and Damo was there too. We all knew. Literally, it took about what, 2 minutes, and we knew the way this game was going, and pretty much for us, it was. Literally, we're having a laugh. It was a vibe. It wasn't about the derby anymore. It didn't feel like a derby. It just felt like let's hurry up and let this game end. How many times, Damo, did I look over to you and said, it's only the 13th minute. It felt like forever because City had the ball. Yeah. They just knocked their side.
Death, right?
Yeah, it was a slow death.
It was being tortured.
Fucking Saw.
Like,
another Saw movie.
Watch this right now.
But look, you look at that game, you look like one team came there to play football and get 3 points. Another team came out there to defend. And
no, the other team just came out to be there. Because defending
honestly, it looked like
questionable.
You guys played 5 in the back, didn't you?
Well, yeah,
you guys were playing
you
guys were playing 5 in the back. And I saw that. I went,
might as well be, yeah.
Every time you guys got the ball, sorry to jump in, but every time you guys got the ball, it was like, oh, well, what do we do with it? We were supposed to defend. It looked like that. It looked like you guys had no idea about going forward. It was like, oh, we're supposed to defend this. He handed it back to him, come back, we'll just defend. That's how it looked. Honestly, man.
Any game where you're playing three attacking players, you're hoping, you're hidden and hoping. We only had Bruno, Ronaldo, and Greenwood. And there's talks that Greenwood and Ronaldo don't like each other or whatever. So, like, you've got 2 guys who aren't in sync with each other. You got Bruno in behind him who's been defending defending most of the game. It was a no contest. It was so annoying to watch. And like Bob said, you know, sometimes you throw the form out the window because it's a derby. But it didn't feel like a derby because there was no heavy challenges. There was no that fierce, you know, just trying to, you know, bash each other type thing. And Roy Keane sort of touched on it after the match as well. The only part we got involved in was, I think, Ronaldo, a late challenge on De Bruyne on the sideline that he got a yellow card for. But other than that, the game was so clean. It was just like, let's knock the ball around.
Because we couldn't make a tackle, bro. We couldn't make a tackle. We couldn't get near him to even make a challenge.
Somebody smash him, dude. Like, go get McTominay or Fred. Just go in and like really just give him one. You know what I mean? Because if you don't rattle City, then they're not going to be rattled. They're going to knock the ball around. They're going to control the game. They're going to control the ball. So, and that's exactly what they did. And De Gea kept us in the game for most of it. You know, partially at fault for the second one.
Bob's is having a howler,
no surprise.
Bob's is having a howler, bro.
Honestly, and don't touch it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Do you know what the problem is? He's turning it.
You got a gentleman down here talking football, and you're sitting there playing with your camera. How rude are you, mate?
You know what's?
Since you've gotten to the BBC,
do you know what's funny?
It doesn't matter about anyone else's opinion.
You know what it is? I'll say it on live.
Yeah, you say it. Go on then.
I'm at a different station. The football capital fans. I'm at a different station within the household, and the lighting and the background and the scenery is just not the same.
You know what's funny though?
And he's got the shits.
It was. Now he's giving us his pose. What's this side pose you're giving us? One of them? But you know what? You know what's funny? Yeah, the funny thing was
because at BBC they told him his best side, and that's his best side. You see, but this is the bad side.
But you know what? The funny thing was he's trying to focus in, but he's focusing on his hand because his hand's over the fucking camera. It's having a fucking shocker, bro. You might as well be called Bits and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Look,
you know what I mean?
Look what you've done to him. You've got him on his knees now. What's going on?
That's what we like him.
It's that POV. You know them POV ones, Bobs, yeah? You know them POV ones.
Steve, you said about when we had the ball, there was no plan, right? And this is the funny thing. Listen, do you know when you talk about Liverpool, you know what they're gonna do, okay? We talk about Arsenal, you can see what Arteta's trying to do. Well, you talk about Brighton, for goodness sake, you know what they're gonna do. Man United, we get told intensity, energy. I'm sorry, that should be an application anyway. You know, do we even get it wide?
That should be a given. That should be a given. It's like
exactly, and
it's like having the ball on the field. Yeah,
exactly. And like for me, like KG was saying there as well, like it was torture. It was, and it's got to the point now where I know some fans walked out early. I know that he got booed and stuff. I just think we're in a rut right now. We're in a rut.
Yeah.
Even if the sad thing is, like, you can say get another manager in, but then it's a poisonous cycle. This Van Gaal never got time. Moyes never got time. Jose won a few trophies. He got disrespected. The players didn't want to play the way he wanted to play. Okay, but now you've worked with someone who has no pedigree, no nothing. You know, it's not even the case of like if Solskjaer walks into the room right now, we're not going to be like, oh my God, wow. You'll be like, oh, that's Ole, yeah. But like, you're not going to be like, mate, you're not playing. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's, like, I think if Zidane walks in, you're going to shut up and listen. But he doesn't. I think there's an illusion. I'm not saying he's not a legend. He is a legend. What I'm saying is that I think there's an illusion with Ole right now. And I think for some fans, it was lost. Oh, I love him. But the reality is that it's not the perfect fit. Yeah. It's like if you meet someone, oh, it's all lost, I really like them. But when you actually sit down and look at the logistics, they're not the right fit. And that's what's happening with Ole. And it annoys me, sorry, Bocci, I'm going on here. It really annoys me that common sense isn't common right now. And it's annoying me the fact that Manchester United are going to be the stubborn person in this relationship right now and stick with him. Now, no one wants to see a manager get sacked, but listen, Dean Smith, the Norwich manager, and Steve Bruce have all been sacked. Ole's still here. Talk to me, guys.
Yeah, five managers have gone, and Ole's still around.
Yeah.
So, but like just to say, you know, common sense, right? If we talk about common sense, like you touched on, Bob's, you got to think. You've got Ronaldo. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry. Ronaldo, Cavani, Bruno, Lingard, Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, and the list. And there's more. You play three of them. You only play three of them to try and get a result against Manchester City. Does that not just tell you, like, common sense, that there's something wrong with the lineup that you're putting out there? Like, you want to beat Manchester City, and even if you want to do it on the counter, you can't do it with three guys. You just can't. They're not Salah, Mane, and Firmino or Jota. They're not that style of player. So how do you look at that lineup and go, this is going to be the lineup that gets me a result? Oh, and I forgot Sancho, by the way, who just paid I don't know how much for.
It was actually crazy because I know, like, I watched it with you boys, and honestly,
bro, Damon, we were saying, you were even saying, what are we doing?
Exactly right.
You were saying, what are we doing?
Yeah, like, it was insane because, first of all, like, there really wasn't that buzz. I don't know how it was in the UK if the United fans still had that buzz, like, you know, it's Derby Day. But here, like, watching it with United fans, and it was kind of like, yeah, we know what's coming, right? And then you see that lineup, and the players are the players. But for me, the formation and setting up like that, and what Borch and even KJ said was spot on. Like, Ole set up like that because he didn't want to lose his job, right? So playing five across the back, I understand City is Manchester City, but you guys have some of the best attacking players in the league, right? You're so top heavy, it's ridiculous. And Kev's saying you've got 3 players, you know, only in that starting 11 up top, right? Who barely touch the ball. And you know what? If you want to play 5 at the back, fair enough, right? Don't get me wrong, it does work, and it could have been 1-0 if Ronaldo hits that volley, right? It could be a very different game. But when your right and left back aren't doing the basics and picking up the winger, like, what are your 3 centre-backs doing? This is what I didn't understand watching the game. Wan-Bissaka and Shaw are allowing the City wingers to pick the ball up, then they're stepping out to press.
Bro.
But the whole point of the 5 off the back is to already be there. You've got your man behind you covering you.
Bro, Damo, how many times?
It's insane to see 3 centre-backs sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah, Damo, how many times?
We're just going to create a wall.
How many times are we looking at it and I was pointing out to you, I'm like, what is happening here? Why is Wan-Bissaka too far in and leaving? Who was on his side, bro? Foden and Cancelo. 2 players there, and like I was telling you, one go out wide and then by your whoever is there shift across, but you're leaving him to get onto the ball. Do you know what I mean? And then
do you want to laugh even more, Butch?
Go ahead.
You want to laugh more? 3 centre backs against a team who arguably plays without a striker.
So who are they picking up, KG? Talk to me. KG, why are we not squeezing up?
Talk to him, brother.
Conversation, guys.
You had 5 in the
conversation.
You had 5 players in the back.
There's nothing to talk about.
In the back that can't even fucking hold the line.
And not even that, though. Look,
Can't even hold the line. The basic, hold the line, and they can't even do that.
Hold on.
We could have even cheated. Do you know what we could have done? We could even cheat. We could have said, like, right, do you know what, Bailly? We've got the cover, we've got pace, we've got Luke, and then say, do you know what? Push up, squeeze. Let them work for it. If they get him behind, we've got pace.
Get him behind what? We're sitting on our 18-yard line. Like, what?
Well, that's where you guys are sitting. You guys are sitting
home
on the goal line.
Almost in the goal.
Middle, right?
60 penalty
City was
spots.
always picking up and having the extra numbers in the middle. Why not get one of your centre-backs just to sit in front? Have another CDM.
But do you know? Can I say something though? Like,
to be honest, not everyone can have a Matej. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, but do you know what? Do you know what? Like,
Got a Matej,
I understand. I understand that. Like, all right, Ollie's tactics, or maybe the instructions went there, or maybe he did give the instructions, whatever it might be, right?
Yeah.
But at least as players, I said it on the United Therapy, and I said it, I think, we last episode as well. Say fuck the manager's tactics. Let's do what we need to do. Say fuck it. Go against what he's saying. Let's just do the basics. We know, pick up your player. Like, we all give Fred shit, but how is Fred the only player barking out orders? The only guy barking out orders, and we got our captain here that's doing what exactly? We're still struggling to follow.
Don't you dare swear at him, Bocce. Don't swear at him. He's not a captain.
Yeah, but look, he's wearing the armband. Yeah, what at the end of the day,
whatever reason.
To me, I don't even care. It doesn't bother me who the captain is, because anyone can step up and be a leader and tell people what to do. And the captain's there just to talk to the referee. So I'm not too bothered. But there we go, Bob's howler. But look, boys. For me, I don't know what direction this club is going at. You spoke about some players there, some forward players. Damo said we're top heavy. Let's not forget we got Diallo as well and Palestri. Why'd you spend 40 million on Diallo? For what reason? Did you not see him in the under 21s?
I left Pogba out of that conversation as well.
Yeah, but did you not see Diallo in the under 21s the other day? Yep. Absolutely ripped it up. Give him a chance then. Give him a go. If Greenwood's not...
Listen, do you know
I don't understand why doesn't just go for it. He knows this
game.
Bro,
it's 40. The thing is,
what gets to me.
You bought him for 40 million.
He needs 3 points.
Yeah, but
he needs 3 points.
Do you guys remember the Real Madrid team? Do you guys remember? Sorry, but do you guys remember the Real Madrid team? When I say the Real Madrid team, I'm talking Figo, Zidane, Raul, Morientes, and flipping. You could even chuck Steve McManaman in there, right? Everyone was going forward. They had one guy sitting back. Listen, it was literally like, do you know what? They had Higuera, Hierro, Roberto Carlos, flipping Salgado. Salgado that were basically playing as bloody right wingers and left wingers, right? But they had 2, Higuera, Hierro, and Makelele. It was like, go and enjoy yourselves. We'll try and contain. Use what you've got. At the end of the day, we're top heavy. Whose fault is that we're up front top heavy? You went on a campaign for Sancho for 2 years when we get a right winger. He comes, you play him left mid. You know, I'm not being funny, but you don't buy someone for 77 million. I don't care if he's flipping 65%. I bought you for 77 million.
And the thing is, Bobs, and the thing is,
do you know what I mean?
The fact that he's not playing Donny or Sancho, but now you want to put him on for them to try save your job. Get out of here, bro. Do me a favor. Do you know what I'm saying? And when they come on, and how when they come on, are they in the all right? Sancho in this game came on at halftime. Donny towards the end, but the last game against Atalanta, they were our two best players, and they came on for the last 10 minutes. I don't get it. What can't you see? What can't you see? But look, I don't want. We can speak about all this. It's literally a broken record with Manchester United. Look, we'll give credit to City. I think it was like Liverpool, bro. I think this game was worse than Liverpool because the way they it was like a rag doll, a dog with a rag doll, just switching from side to side, killing us. It was killing the fans, not just the players. But
it was a class spot. It was a masterclass from Pep.
Yeah. And bro, the fact that Bob's mentioned there, he didn't need to make no subs. That's a fucking absolute piss take in a Manchester derby. The other manager does not make a fucking any sort of subs. 100 million on the bench. Jack Grealish on the bench. Sterling on the bench. Mahrez on the bench. No fucking problem, bro.
Not even Bocce. That was a statement. Do you know what he was basically saying? Look, people don't realize that Pep plays mind games. Even his press conference after it and before, he was playing mind games. He had all that talent on the bench, and he basically said, I don't need any of my lieutenants to beat you. That's what he said.
Bro,
I don't need
not
a
even
centre
that
forward to beat you. And do you know what? The games we've won 4-3, the 1-0 games, the 3-2 that we've won. Listen, with all the talent we had, all the ammo we had, we didn't even leave a dent on them. And the piss take of it all, sorry for swearing, he could have brought on these other players.
and killed the game off completely.
Yeah.
And he told not to. So where does that tell you? Everyone's saying that we're a bigger club, blah, blah, blah. Forget all that noise, because right now, what have you done for me lately? And nothing right now. You know? Okay, I've heard fans saying, they've never won the Champions League. Man United fans need to shut up with that noise. Shut up with it, you never won a Champions League. Because do you know what? Our other rivals have won more Champions Leagues than us. Chelsea are one Champions League behind us. So to say Man City, at least they're getting to a bloody Champions League final. We can't even win a Europa League final.
But unless they're getting, at least they're getting into Champions League. We're barely hanging in there. You know what I mean? But look,
go on, Coach.
Look. We know our problems. It's a broken record every week, and I don't want to keep repeating the same shit because everyone knows our opinions. I mean, Oli is still here. I think they said they give him these 3 games. In my opinion, the only team you beat was Spurs, and I don't think that's good enough. So, and the fact that he's still here,
El Sakico, right?
El Sakico, and and I'm just refreshing Sky Sports now, and it's I'm not getting anything. There's no here he goes from Fabrizio Romano. All I'm getting is Martinez and Gerrard, on the shortlist for the Villa job, but that's about it. No, nothing about Oli. But look, our clubs is
nothing about Warnock, maybe.
Steve Bruce is on the, I don't know, but look.
Do you know? Just a shout out to Warnock. Do you know? Obviously, he's been sacked here. Do you know they sacked him before the game?
They sacked him before the game.
Yeah. So he actually got so obviously inside stories. So basically,
he's got the news. He's got the scoop.
See, I'm not happy, bro. I'm not happy. Sacked. You could have at least said something so I can make a video before I can break the news.
Yeah. What the hell's this?
Sacked before the game, and he was asked if he wanted to take the game or not, and he took the game. Seriously, what a man! What an absolute
that's
man.
Respect, man. Much respect. I mean, that's professionalism.
Not happy with Bob's, but
they showed no heart.
Off camera, I need in my office tomorrow morning, Bob's. In my office tomorrow morning, Fabrizio Romano is like, here we go on the football capital. Here we don't go because we don't get the fucking information. But look, let's move on from this Man United talk, bro, because I've absolutely had enough. Liverpool. It's one of them,
bro.
Look, you got a smile on your face instantly.
No. Look. You know why I'm smiling? I'm not. Look, you know me, bro. I didn't say anything in the group chat about Liverpool losing. I know where my club is at. So to be honest, I don't have any right to talk. But I'm the host of a football YouTube fucking bullshit channel. So I'm allowed to have a smile. I'm allowed to laugh, bro. I'm allowed to laugh. And I don't want to say I told you so. I don't want to say bits and bobs. The philosopher on the last episode. But look.
Steve, I reckon we just put the headset down for a half hour.
No. Look.
Let's just remember one thing. Steve predicted the scoreline of Man City, Man United.
We're past that, bro. We're past that. Yeah, we already said we're not talking about
You know
that
what,
game.
Steve, if you stay, I never messaged you after the game.
You just went.
I normally put it in the group chat, and I just thought, nah, I can't right now. I was like, he was right.
Yeah.
And do you know what the thing is? You talk sense, though. That's the thing. And next time I'm gonna ask you, got the lottery numbers, to be honest.
Shit.
So,
But I look,
I'll hit you up on
Damo.
the weekend.
Damo, Liverpool, man. 3-2 away loss to West Ham. Look, you got to give West Ham credit. What they're doing under Moyes at the moment. I mean, we were lucky to get a result there. Do you know what I mean? The last minute penalty, even the goals that we scored last minute, late on in the game. How did this go for you, bro? How did this game pan out? Talk to me about the lineup, substitutions, defensive errors, if any. Talk to me.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I know last week you said it was a humbling experience for Liverpool, but this one definitely was. If we're being honest, it was. I can cop a loss, and I know I've said this in the chat and whatnot. I can definitely cop a loss, but when you lose to goals like that, that's not on. Especially if you want to be a heavy hitter in the competition and try to win the league, right? The lineup was the lineup with the players which are available. That's what we expected. I think Matip was back in, so there was no excuses there. Robert was back in. Sorry.
Where was your time? Back in what?
Yeah, all in. But like I said, Robbo was back in after missing the Champions League midweek. So he was fresh. Trent was on the right. Van Dijk was in the middle. You're expecting, or what we did expect was, solid at the back. Fabinho started in the middle as well. I think that was his first start in a month. So after coming back from injury, and Hendo was there, and Oxlade-Chamberlain, who was decent in the Champions League also. So he probably deserved the start, even though not many players or not many fans actually from other clubs rate him too much. But I think he deserved the start. And the front three was the front three with Firmino out, as we expected, man. Yeah.
Look, you guys went 1-0 down in the 4th minute. Now, from a corner, it's been given as Alisson.
So they conceded earlier than Man United, Bocce.
Yeah. We were 6 minutes.
Competition between two clubs that are against each other. They got to win.
This is all we got, bro. We're trying to win the.
This is all we've got, man.
We're trying to win the argument now, bro. We're trying to win the argument now. But look, Alisson own goal. Questions over. Was that a foul on him? Wasn't it a foul? They checked that it was a goal. To be honest, I don't think there was any issues with that goal personally. I don't know about what everyone else is saying. I don't think there was even enough contact to even make it a tackle. I mean, I don't think Antonio went for the ball. I don't know.
All I'm going to say is that if the ref blew the whistle for a foul, I wouldn't have said anything, and if he didn't blow the whistle for a foul, I wouldn't have said anything. So
I just think
I'm not. There was no clear cut answer to say that was 100% a foul. Right, but you know they're protected species, so sometimes you've seen less than that, and they're like, oh yeah, free kick, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm being that Liverpool conceded, it's a goal, 100%, never in doubt.
Yeah, and then look, we've seen Trent with a fantastic free kick. He's done it again. We know what he can do from a set piece. Going into the half, Damo 1-1. Were you expecting any changes? From how you guys finished off that half, because to be honest, that the last maybe 10 to 8 minutes, the last of that the first half, I think you guys were doing pretty well. I think you guys could have got even another one. You had a few chances with, I think, Salah, and there was another one. I can't remember. There was another decent chance you guys had. Maybe even they were before the goal. I'm not too sure.
But Bocce, can we illustrate the fact that on away duty, they've had some joy and stuff, but when they came across here, they looked like Salah just wanted to keep scoring. There was one time when Salah should have played that across on his right foot.
I think that was when and he took the shot.
He ran into a bit of traffic. Do you know what else I noticed? I think Liverpool thought they were just going to come and roll them over, personally. The game. You know, do you know? It's funny. Sky know what they're doing, don't they? When they when they broadcast these games at these times, you know, there's a reason why they put that game at that time, because they know the possible Liverpool could lose, and West Ham are decent form. They're on the up. You know, Europe and all. What for me, and I said it last week, was that it looks like you're going to have a dip, and it's coming at the wrong time. I'll say that again, Damo. It looks like you're having a dip, and it's coming at the wrong time, and I just think, yeah. West Ham are now posing not just a physical threat, but they've got pace now. They've got some skillful technical players. And, you know, I said last week, Klopp doesn't have the answers. But I feel like now that he doesn't, because we've seen teams that can frustrate Liverpool. Let's say frustrate Liverpool. Okay, not say play them off the pitch, no. Let's say frustrate Liverpool. There doesn't seem to be a backhand return for it, you know. Okay, we can say individual brilliance, whatever. I think we saw how much Firmino means to Liverpool now, and I also think that sometimes Salah is human, and people say he's the GOAT, blah blah, but he couldn't even make a dent in the West Ham defence. And for my question to you, Damo, as a Liverpool fan, does this frustrate you, or does this annoy you on the fact that when you look at your bench, there was no answers?
Yeah, a bit of both, to be honest, man. It's frustrating and annoying because, look, Salah's allowed to have an off game, and so is Alisson, right?
Of course.
And I'm okay. I'm not going to put the blame on the front three or anything like that, but it's hard when you do look at your bench because, all right, we had all this success, right? But everyone else has got with the times and have made a couple signings to, you know, to keep competing. And you can only compete for so long with the players that you have, right? If you look at our squad on paper, Oxlade-Chamberlain, especially in the midfield, with even Henderson and Fabinho, right? They're not starting in a lot of teams. You know, I know we'd say that individually, right? Individually, all of our players, you probably wouldn't pick them in a lot of the top teams. But obviously together they've been great, just not this game. But when you look at the bench and you've got players like, I don't know, Minamino, Origi, as our attacking players to come on, it's it doesn't sound like a title contending team, you know?
Yeah.
And that, you know, that's why when I know Borch has been saying like we don't have a plan B or the subs, and you know, why are we doing just like for like substitutions? And I think maybe that actually is the answer now. We actually don't have the players to do that.
So Damo, whose fault is that? I'm not trying to jump on you, Damo. Generally, because do you know what? Like we say in our club, you know, we've got questions, but we don't have any answers. But like, you know, I feel like, you know, the summer transfer window, you brought in Kanate. Okay, you had Thiago before, but I feel like, you know, has he missed a trick, or is his character showing now? When I say character, I mean, is he showing his stubbornness or his abruptness to feel like, oh, we've done this, we could just keep going? Because everyone knows in this podcast, and people that will watch this, everyone knows you can't rest on your laurels, okay? And I'm going back on as the Arsenal days. When Arsenal were winning, listen, Wenger was always out trying to recruit, Fergie the same. It's not to say that you're not good enough. You need to keep things refreshed. And I think Liverpool, okay, you brought Jota, fair play, but I mean, you're not recruiting. And I think I said this about Liverpool and Tottenham. You're asking people to come to your club to sit on the bench. That's it.
But can I get on this for 2 seconds?
Go on.
Yeah, of course.
Now, I saw this from Liverpool going back maybe 2 seasons. Okay, and I was saying it to a good friend of mine, big Liverpool fan. Okay, you guys are turning into a Band-Aid club. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, this club here was a Band-Aid club. Where you need 3 or 4 players, you're getting one. Previous season, they needed a centre-back. They got none. They allowed the whole season to go in the bin because everybody, including Borche, you, Damo, everybody knew they needed defenders. And
they had the window as well, January, and didn't get no one.
And they didn't buy anyone. They got that Kabak on loan, and I was like, he's Mustafi, he's better than him, for God's sake. You know, so it was that pathetic. And I looked and I go, this is a team that all they need is 2-3 players, and they're up there again, and we're talking big money to be coming in. Now, I'm going to put this to you, Damo, and I've been wanting to ask you. You guys are owned by the Boston Red Sox. Now it's American owners, right? We're owned by American owners, and these guys are owned by American owners. is it funny that every single American owner seems to be patching up these English squads to make as much as they can with a minimum when it comes to investment? You guys won the Champions League, you guys won the Premier League, and you guys made a lot of money. But when you look at all the money you guys have made, how much was actually invested into the club? Me, if I'm a Liverpool owner and I make that kind of money, you guys can't tell me Koulibaly doesn't get bought. You can't tell me that Koulibaly couldn't have been bought and put next to Van Dijk and he wouldn't be a perfect option. Because if Koulibaly was sitting next to Van Dijk, your centre-back problems are fixed permanently. But instead, they go looking for a Band-Aid, just like Arsenal. Oh, we'll put one player here, and never complete the squad.
I think Arsenal gets sticky tape.
Or am I just clutching at straws?
No. You're not, man. You're definitely not. Like,
not at all.
You got to be realistic here, right? We had the success. That was just success, not off the back of spending money. It was just fortunate enough. Klopp had the players somehow believing, and we just were on a roll. And luckily, the roll, it just kept going.
Yeah, but to maintain the roll,
the times have changed now. Like United were in a hole, and somehow they signed so many big name players, right? Regardless of what they're doing now, they still attracted the players to the club without winning anything, right? So if United can do that, and I know they're also owned by US owners, and you guys are as well, but I don't want to use the excuse anymore of like we don't spend money. Like, when's the time? Like, this window coming has to be the time, because I know we're still competing, but are we going to drop off? Because we can very easily, if we lose another 2-3 games, like, forget about even competing for the title this season. And the numbers are there. And when you look at the bench, and we don't have those subs,
with the
you don't really have
depth,
that hope.
the depth is missing.
But Damo, all right, with what you got, we can talk about the players on the bench and all that, but the transfer window is not till January, right? So I think we all agree. I've been saying about your squad, and this is why I put Liverpool to come fourth this season at the start of the year, because of your depth, you don't have it. And if something goes wrong with injuries and suspensions and all that, especially with the African Cup of Nations coming up, that's when you guys will drop points, because you don't got the quality to come on. But at the moment, bro, we're in what's that, November, right? So you got 2 months of this team. What does Klopp need to do? Like, in this game, right? When I seen the substitutions being made, I would have done it differently. Now, I'm not saying Klopp did anything wrong. I'm not saying I'm Klopp or better than Klopp, right? But you guys are. I'm definitely better than Oli. Definitely better than Oli and Arteta. Definitely, bro. But Klopp, it's debatable. I think me and Klopp and Pep, we all sit on the same table. You know what I mean? But look, you guys are three. You guys are.
Bob's interviewing you.
Yeah, Bob's is there. With some of the substitutions, right? Like, you guys were 2-1 down. Was it 2-1 down? Yeah, 2-1 down, right?
Yeah,
now that the Thiago and Ox was the first substitution. Now, for me, I think Thiago is someone that you bring on to maybe slow down the game, keep possession.
When you're winning, when you're winning.
Yeah. Okay,
exactly.
but then the next couple of subs, you cop the third goal, and this is what I don't like about Klopp, and this is my exact point that I'm trying to make last week. Jota comes off for Origi. Now, I know Origi scored. Yeah, I know Origi scored. Great goal. Yeah. But why not take off? You're 3-1 down. Take off a Matip. Why'd you take Fabinho off? Fabinho was playing centre-back majority of last season, and I know he was out for a month and he's just come back into the squad. Maybe doesn't got the minutes. Okay. But you're free. Leave Fabinho on, right? Maybe you got a bit of insight if he was injured or not 100% fit, whatever it might be. Yeah, but without me knowing what's going on behind the scenes, I would have kept him on, take Matip off, keep Van Dijk there. You're 3-1 down. Put Minamino on, maybe for Ox, just to change it up, fresh legs. And you keep Jota on as well, bro. With Origi, you have the players up front now to go attack. You got that goal to make it 3-2. Imagine with Jota being there, bro, as well. We know Jota can, bro. That one header, it was like Cristiano Ronaldo, the height that he got onto it, and it just went over. And these are the things when I'm talking about. All right, when I say Plan B, I'm not saying change the whole DNA of the club and do you know what I mean, like the whole philosophy. just these sort of things that can get you out of trouble. You might have got the 3-3. You had a few chances at the end. I know Mane missed a few maybe sitters. Not so much sitters, but should have done better with these chances. And you could have got a draw. And then saying, like I said, win your home games, at least get a draw when you go away. And especially the way the game was going, you guys were never in front. If you got the 3-3, I'll be sitting here and say great result for Liverpool. Because, and look, to be honest, the only thing that kind of makes this loss a little bit better is that Chelsea didn't win, right? But for me, it's. Do you think Klopp could have done better there, like with the subs? I would have kept. Man, honestly, I don't know if Jota.
Who could have brought on Butchie?
I just said not to bring on. Why'd you take Jota off? Another forward. Take Matip off. Keep Fabinho on to kind of be like that 6 and a false centre back. Tuck in there when they're off the ball.
You could have just left 3 in the back. You could have just left 3 in the back.
Because
half play 3 in the back. This thing is throw the kitchen sink at the game. You haven't. Look, you've just dropped 3 points. The way it stands, like, you know what I mean, Damo? The game's gone. 3 points is out the window.
3-1 or 4-1. 3-1 or 4-1.
Put all the boys on there and just batter them. Just hammer them, bro.
Go,
It's
Kev.
actually different to last week because last week it was a draw, whereas
it was opposite though.
But last week they were
winning. And
they were 2-0 up,
and they were coming up.
Yeah.
And this is the things that I've been seeing, not just this season, but at the back end of last season. Liverpool have never. I can't remember when they conceded 3 goals in more than twice in the season, or 2 goals. Like this is very rare, these scorelines for Liverpool, and that's what I was saying. Like, I know they conceded 4 after they won the league, to City. They lost 4-0 at home. They were drunk, they were partying. We'll give it that. Yeah, but there you go. Like, whatever, bro. Who gives a shit, right? Who gives a shit? So we don't. But like, when it matters, we don't really see Liverpool leaking this amount of goals. And we saw it. We saw the decline at the start of last season, which was when you guys won the league. Yeah, when you guys won the league, and then coming into last season. We're seeing these results, and I know what Kev's saying is Plan A is working, and he's accumulated all these points, and he's doing a great job. Yeah, Klopp has, and I think anyone like United, Arsenal, and maybe even Chelsea, everyone would love to take Klopp at their club, right? But
of course.
Just when we're looking at individual games and what went wrong, and just because we think he could have done something different doesn't mean he was wrong. Right, it's at the end of the day, he's the Liverpool manager for a reason, and these are the things I would have kept. What was that? What was that, Bobs?
Hindsight's a good thing, isn't it?
But that's what I'm saying. He never does these changes where you're like, do you know what? I can see him going for it again. It was like for like changes. Minamino came on for Fabinho. You could say a little bit a bit more attacking, in the midfield, but bro.
Yeah, but Borch, like watching that as a Liverpool fan, it was that sub was just like, you know what?
Desperate.
I kind of feel like he didn't really. Yeah, desperate was probably the exact word for it. Because
which one, Damo?
Minamino.
The Minamino one for Fabinho.
Because he's not clinical. Like, is that what you're thinking? Minamino isn't a clinical.
It was actually because we brought Minamino on. But we played him as a number 10. We don't even play as a number 10, and he was playing as a number 10. I'm pretty sure for Japan, he's sitting out on the wing.
But don't you think Jota...
he's played up top and on the wing.
Yeah, but couldn't... bro, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, I've seen Jota play there for Wolves, out on the wing, in that 10 role, because Jimenez was always in front of him. He had Matinho and Neves.
Jota in there, it's good. Yeah,
that's what. But that's what I'm saying. Jota, I don't know what was wrong with him. Jota could have stayed. Minamino, I know he's probably not the best player, but... He's got the pace up front. He's an attacking threat. All right, maybe it was a good sub taking Fabinho off, but I think that Jota sub, for me, you could have got a result at the end. I know hindsight, Bob's is saying hindsight and all that, but these type of substitutions, they happen way too often. I get it. Your depth is... What depth? Maybe should have fucking recall Shaqiri. Yeah. Someone, do you know what I mean?
Do you want to borrow one of our flops? We've got plenty of flops.
We can give you Pepe. You can have him. We don't want him.
The thing is, do you know what? Yeah, just for my last 2 pence on the Liverpool matter, right? You know when we talked, but do you remember we talked about cycles? KG, I think you were in that convo as well.
I think Damo
before I
was
met you. We were talking about we were talking about cycles, right? And I think Liverpool missed a trick. Okay, Liverpool were probably the hottest property at one point for let's say 24 months. Okay, 24 months. Yeah, they probably could have signed whoever they wanted. You know, they had the right. They had the right. They had the right to do that, but they didn't.
Bro, when we were linked to Mbappe, fuck.
Yeah, listen, but this is what I'm saying.
It cost me money. That one it cost me money.
You earned the right, the Champions League, the Premier League, you know, and you didn't. And I felt like that's when you should have went to kick on. You should have went and you should even maybe pursue the Sancho or do you know what I mean? Like just trying to improve the team. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And put more quality in the depth. You got away with one. Look at the squad you won with the Champions League. Look at the squad you won with the Premier League, right? That's when the penny should have dropped and been like, do you know what, actually? With the right recruitment, we could potentially go and dominate now. But they didn't. Now what we're seeing is stuff that we've seen before prior to you winning the league and the Champions League. Now, if you look at it, you can be got at, and that's probably the most frustrating thing. And for us as rival fans, it's annoying because our own clubs don't do what West Ham done. Do you know what I mean? As fans, we can see how to get at Liverpool and so on, but for some reason, we still treat you as the champions for some reason, you know? And
too respectful.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. And that's what bothers me. I'm having an absolute nightmare with lighting in this room. But that's what bothers me. I look like an unlocked character in Mortal Kombat. You know when it's like that and it's got a question mark and it's like, you must win this next game to unlock the next character. Listen. Hopefully they get a laugh at that. But yeah, but like I was saying, Damo, so that's what I think. Like, you know, me and Bocce used to say, "Oh, we're not bothered about Liverpool. Obviously, you beat us 5-0," and then it's like, yeah. But then when I see the other games, I'm thinking,
I never said
why didn't we just? Why didn't we just attack them? You know, why didn't we just attack them? But listen, you know, international week. You know,
I'm really hoping this is a wake-up call for us, man. I really hope, because I feel like you see the swagger that the boys have when they turn up to the ground, like Virgil and all these players, right? They look confident. But it kind of felt a little bit like, I know, like we said, hindsight's a good thing, but they feel like they can just turn up and the job's going to happen by itself. And this one showed, especially that you need to muscle up against these teams.
Yeah, and when it doesn't, when it doesn't happen for Liverpool, it just feels like they're out of ideas. Like the players individually, not so much Klopp, just the players. It's like some of the chances that Salah was taking, usually they go in the back of the net, or the one where he cuts back in. There was a time where he cut back in and he beat another player, beat one player, but they had so many players in the box where he couldn't take off a shot. He couldn't take that shot on. It's what I was just looking at the lineup too, bro. I even like. Was it Nico Williams that Ronaldo, the one that Ronaldo kicked on the floor?
Nah, Curtis Jones.
He
wasn't on the bench.
He wasn't on the bench.
Nah.
I was gonna say, him instead of Fabinho. If he was on the bench, that would have been a good move. But look, bro, it is Liverpool at the end of the day. Look, the good thing, like I said, for them, that loss is Chelsea only got 1 point ahead. You know, if you look at a positive, I know City won, and I know West Ham's in the mix now, you know, but I just think Liverpool need to start sorting it out really soon before the transfer window comes, because if they start dropping more points, because you guys got Arsenal next. If Arsenal get a result, they're going to jump you guys. And then United got Watford.
More than capable of happening, by the way.
And
let's be honest.
I love Steve's like his little smile, his little smirk, because he's like, "Fucking, we're gonna get him."
Because I look at the back line and I'm thinking it could be happening. Let's go on.
Thing, sorry, Bocce. So I just think we were talking about the Liverpool and the recruitment and stuff, right? Do you think this is just a curveball? Do you think Klopp is winding down? And hear me out, okay?
He's winding down.
He's known to build good teams and then he leaves, okay? He's only had a few jobs and stuff, but do you think that he knows at the back of his head he's not going to get the full financial backing? And do you think he's just like, do you know what? Let me try and squeeze as much juice out of this and then leave. The Salah situation's up in the air, okay? I think there's always going to be a conversation with Mane every summer or every transfer window. And to be honest, he's never going to find another Firmino, you know? And the last thing I'll say to add to this bullet is that they've won the Champions League. This group of players have won the Champions League and they've won the league. You know?
But you see, now you're saying that these group of players have watched a team that used to sell players to buy players. Then they won the Champions League, they won the Premier League, and they still spent bugger all. So as a player like Mohamed Salah, you look at that and say, we just won the biggest deal in football, the Champions League. We just won the biggest deal in the Premier League. But the investment was so minimal, right? What's it going to take to get an investment, and how long do I want to hang around to see if this club gets serious?
Saying that, Salah also came out and said he wants to finish his career at Liverpool. But the club,
you know what, Damo, you don't know how to appease the fans, mate.
Hey, look, if he does that, bro, if he does that, that's awesome. Yeah. All I'm saying, Damo,
I think Minamino said that as well, bro.
I see what happened. What's happening to us. I see what's happening to us happening to Liverpool, and I saw it before this. And I'm just thinking, unless your owners get serious, and they won't have to get too serious, but get serious ASAP, I reckon you could lose some big names, mainly because they're going to start thinking, well, I can hang around this and watch this, maybe hang around and maybe win the league again, maybe win the Champions League again, or maybe while I'm still in form, I go to a team that will compete for Champions League and Premier League.
Yeah, but bro, I just think these owners.
And your team could cash in. Your team could look at, sorry to cut you off again, Borche, but they'll look at Salah and they'll say, you know what? If he doesn't want to stick around, Mane doesn't want to stick around, we can cash in right now and get some money. And being American, they don't care about that legacy anymore, man. They just look at dollars, man. There's no love, mate. Not like
that's where it's going to go. All that money's going to go to the Red Sox, and that's why. You know what, bro? If you look at, I don't know how if they're winning. I'm not sure. You guys are the betting man over there, bro. Like, I don't know if you guys bet. I don't know what these guys are doing in the baseball, but bro, the St. Louis Rams. I think the Cronkies own them. Right, they were in a Super Bowl a couple years ago. The last Super Bowl, fucking the Glazers won it. They were the ones lifting the trophy with what's his name, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Yeah,
he's gonna fix that midfield, Borch.
Well, that's what I was hoping. At least someone that can link up play.
Up with McTominay.
Yeah, well, I thought we're gonna do a swap deal with Pogba. And he's gonna go there, and he'll come here. I had to get Pogba in.
As well. I can see him watching them.
Quarterback.
We're gonna have Mick Brady in the middle. It'll all work out.
Yeah,
do you guys think
Pogba with the punts, bro? Pogba was just punting it from halfway. That's it. Touchdown.
Do you guys feel like, as a group, guys, like as football fans, forget like who you support, do you find it quite astonishing that a team could have such success but fail to build on it? And when I say that, I'm talking about the clubs we support, okay? And Damo, I know you're younger than some of us, right? But I'm talking about when Wenger came into football, Wenger introduced a whole new wave of looking at football. And he also challenged Fergie in the sense where I can't just get away with just playing the same team all the time. Remember when Fergie started going into the foreign market? You know, like bringing other kinds of players. Anytime we'd win something, the mentality was we need to get someone else in. You need to refresh it. Arsenal and Man United were doing that for years. Chelsea came into the mix. Liverpool always, huffed and puffed and so on. But prior to that, when Liverpool were dominating, Liverpool were getting all the best British footballers in the country. And you see it now, and you think to yourself, Liverpool won the Champions League, won the league. Who have you signed? Who have you brought in?
Football hasn't changed. Football hasn't changed. And that's what I say. Football hasn't changed. It's the same.
Do you guys get what I'm trying to say, though? Do you get what I'm trying to ask?
Depressing, bro. That's like, it's bullshit. We're used to it. It's depressing, man.
That's like out of our hands, though, bro. That's like a lot of that's just out of our hands. What are we meant to do?
That's what I was going to say. It's not just Liverpool, though, is it?
Nah.
Like, we look at Man United, right? Okay, we won the Europa League, right? Oh, God, I can't believe I'm boasting about this. We won the Europa League, and we did not kick on. We did not be like, let's go get the heavy artillery to try and do something in the Champions League, right? You guys won the Champions League. You won the league. You didn't even go and buy the top three. You didn't even buy a player that was in the top 10 in the world. Look at Arsenal on the FA Cup. You won the domestic cup, right? Community Shield. Let's go kick on. And we know psychologically, mentally, when you win that fixture, it's always a good way to start the season. You didn't go out and get anyone, not even on a B list. And I'm thinking, like, what's going on in football right now? Like,
What do we
there's
have
no
in
one left to
common?
compete. It's all about making money now.
Yeah,
all have
we
in
used
common?
to as managers, as watching managers, we used to see if the whole Grealish thing, I guarantee you, if it was back in the day, so Alex would have made a play. Just to put him on the bench. He would have been like, you're not going to get him. We're going to put him on our bench. And as long as you don't get him, it doesn't fix your system. We're going to put him here. And none of that happens anymore. And Wenger and Fergie were probably two best at it. Like, I can't remember who it was, but I remember Fergie signing somebody and he benched him for 9 months. I don't know. I can't remember. It was a fringe striker, but I think it was a link to Liverpool or City. I think it was after him. I can't remember the name, but yeah, he just went and benched him. He's like, yeah, okay, well, you're not going to play for them. Well, if you're not going to play for us, that's fine. But you're going to sit on the bench, but you're definitely not going to play for them. You're not going to make their team better. And that was the philosophy back then. Now it's because each player wants 300,000-400,000 or whatever the fuck it is. You just can't afford to do it anymore. I think that's where the game's gone.
Yeah,
now Newcastle can.
Do you think now, KG, do you think now it's a job for these players? It's a job now.
Yeah, like the janitor. Like the janitor.
It's a short career. We've seen with the commentary and the pundits. I mean, this is probably the first time we've seen a massive change with Micah Richards. Characters like Souness and Keane, they're not going anywhere anytime, any shape or form, anytime soon. So
yeah, you got Carragher and Neville as well. Like they're not
exactly. So I think
they are.
The mentality shift now is like this generation of player thinking, well, actually, do you know what? This is a job. I'm just going to make as much money as possible, and I'm out. And I think I'm going to bring his name up. Paul Pogba is probably the best definition of this generation player.
He's won a World Cup.
Yeah, listen.
He's done it. He's got the pinnacle.
Yeah, but he just sees it. This is not Ronaldinho we're talking about who's passionate about football. This is someone that was born in this generation that I know I'm talented, but I'm going to make as much money. Because God's honest truth, the probably worst career move he's ever made was probably coming back to Manchester United. And I'm being honest. I love Paul Pogba. It was a commercial move.
These agendas again, huh? These Pogba agendas.
Let me tell you something. If Paul Pogba could run onto the pitch with one of these, he would.
Exactly. Okay. Listen, I'm being honest to God with you guys. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
But look.
I love Pogba.
Look. Let's not get into Pogba, man. Don't get me started. But look, we'll go into someone that's still in a job and probably deserves to be Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta's. Hey, Arsenal are back. Arsenal are back, baby. What is going on here, mate? Relegation battle. Now top of the table battle. You guys just want to have every piece of the pie, mate. Give us a break.
Every battle is coming towards us.
Oh, it's the all or nothing documentary. So this is I don't know. Someone's been being paid then.
It's going to be a good viewing, this all or nothing.
You know what they go? I reckon they said, listen, this Amazon thing needs to be bloody, something half decent. We'll give you all a pay rise, and then everyone's just started playing. Yeah, well, that's why to get into the flicks.
Yeah.
To get
he's already paid off Watford so they could lose this game.
He's doing these ones as well. He's growing his beard.
Though, Steve, all jokes aside, what's happened? The Watford game, you probably should have scored more goals, right? You should have scored more goals. Yeah.
Disappointing. I didn't care what any Arsenal fan says. We got the win. No. The reason why it was disappointing is you had all that possession and you did bugger all with it. Well, the reason why it was disappointing is because I got a guy out there who's wearing a captain's armband who cost me 2 goals. And anyone who wants to say otherwise is an idiot. He cost me 2 goals in this game. The penalty that he took half-hearted. Come on, guys, you got to admit that. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm putting it on my own team.
Yeah.
And then he decides to get a touch on a ball that was in the back of the net because he was getting greedy and he wanted a goal. Okay, it doesn't matter who scores. Exactly. It matters that the ball went into the back of the net and we were winning. That's it. We win the game. We finish it. Now, look, in this game, to be honest, I was expecting a 2-0 and I was expecting them to play a 4-1-4-1. And they did play a 4-1-4-1 against us. And I knew how we'd shape up. My problem here is I have no captain and I have a team that's addicted to going down the right-hand side. It's like the left-hand side, if you watch this game, all it was Saka. Is ESR not a winger in this game? Did you guys see the game? ESR barely got onto that wing. So if I'm Watford, I look at that and say, so the traffic's going to come down this side. let's just block down that lane. They did. They started putting the pressure on Saka and it becoming a bit, but we didn't stop. And so I know we got to win. I know we had the possession. Another goal could be somewhat controversial. I don't think it is. I think it's a 50-50. But at the end of the day, yes, there is a possible foul there. But any Arsenal fan that's jumping around saying 1-0 to the Arsenal for this one, I'm sorry. I'm more proud of the game against Leicester and 0 possession than to be proud of this game, because I saw some frailties and I saw some lackluster performances in this game, especially from Aubameyang.
Steve, can I ask you a question? Sorry, Bocce.
Yes.
Do you think they were trying to target Danny Rose? Because the traffic was going down that side. But my second part of the question is, after they caught wind what Arsenal were trying to do, do you not think why they didn't mix it up? And why didn't they mix it up? And the last, it's a 3-part question, Steve, sorry. Do you think the players are becoming restless with Aubameyang?
Okay. Did they target Rose? Yeah, because Rose is easy to be got at. If you look at the games that Watford have played,
he's been shocking.
He's a liability.
The one against Liverpool, the game against Liverpool,
there were 10 men. There was literally, and that's 100%. How they. What got to me is we kept going down that right hand side. Wasn't as successful as it could have been. It was scrappy. Look, don't get me wrong. You want to stretch your defense, right? Yeah. But if you keep going down the same right-hand side, are we stretching the defense? No, because they shifted into that position and they know what you're going to do. So my problem is, are we going down the right-hand side because Lacazette sits on the right-hand side and he's stronger on the ball, and that's why we're not going on the left-hand side because my captain is weak? Now, I know that sounds horrible, but I'm going to call a spade a spade. Borchia, you saw that. The reason why we're not going down the left-hand side is because I've got a guy with an armband on who's weak on the bloody ball. Okay, so that's why I think that's happening. I was hoping someone would pick that up. But
we've got something in common, mate.
Hey, sorry, just quickly on the Danny Rose thing. The best thing he did all game was that RKO. You see that in there?
So the RKO, right? Danny Rose, the RKO, and I think to myself that kind of shows that documentary with Spurs, Daniel Levy and Jose Mourinho, they were all right. Obviously, Danny, let's say he was a problem, and it shows on the pitch now. Is Danny the best player at Watford? No. Is he the best left back? Probably. He's probably still going on by his name and probably that goal against Arsenal. So Steve, you're talking about Aubameyang, and I'm glad you brought him up because I've said this all the time, right? If you play the ball in front of him, you can't stop him. He'll beat you for pace. 10-yard sprint, you're not catching him. Yeah. Yep. When it comes to the technical side, and I mean getting the ball, trickery, dribbling. Yes, thank you. I'm thinking to myself, why are you captain?
Ben White dribbles better.
Take away the captain band, right, guys? Honest question. Take away the captain band. We can't even talk about his goal distribution because he's dried up. Why is he playing? Why is he starting?
I'm with you. So that's the thing. I don't understand. I would have dropped him. I would have rather started Martinelli. But the thing is, I say that and people say, how could you say that? Because he hasn't been performing. He's got 4 goals. I understand that. But it's not 4 goals that were wow goals. Goals that, in the run of play. Goals that he made himself. He doesn't. Yeah. It requires other brilliance people, for him to get on the end. Yeah, you know what I mean? Other brilliance. And don't get me wrong, you have that in Saka and ESR. But how many times do I have to create? And the style of football we're playing now is a 4-4-2. You can't have Aubameyang out front on his own. He needs to be side by side like Lacazette. They need to be side by side.
And Steve, just to add to that, right? Yeah. You're talking about, we've talked about his character and his dribbling skills. Mentally, the players, when you see that, when the players realize you actually don't give us anything, is that the reason why the centre midfielders don't opt? You've seen it. They'll look to the left and then they'll opt back and go back the other way to recycle the ball. So do you think they're starting to realise there's no point giving you the ball if you're facing up a fullback, because you're just going to give it back anyways. You know how we talk about phases of play, Bocce, KG, phases of play, right? When it's like recycle it out. But I noticed in that game, Arsenal weren't recycling the ball.
I think because Partey wasn't there. I think that was the problem. Yep. He wasn't.
Yeah, but Partey plays to the right in the centre midfielding pairing. He had Maitland-Niles in there, right? And it wasn't honestly, Bocce, you know what it is? These guys are not silly. I can see it. These guys can see it in the pitch. They're not going down the left-hand side, and they're not just this game,
Yeah,
just this game. I'm watching it. ESR, what's he doing? He's cutting in. He's like a number 10. He's playing almost number 10. He's always cutting in.
Look when he
He's
got his goal. Look where he was when he got the goal.
Aubameyang should be.
Yeah, look where he was when he got the goal. Almost like in that penalty area in front of that penalty spot. And you got to be there. Yeah, you're right. But bro, do you know what?
Ben White's dribble. Ben White was going through them.
Ben White's quality. Yeah.
I know. We'll talk. We spoke about the goal earlier, but while Kevin was fixing up his camera, what do you guys think about that goal? Because I think it should have been a foul. Because I think it was Sissoko that plays the pass, and then the referee kind of gives advantage, but then whoever that player was passed it to the Arsenal player. Maybe that's a foul.
But it's consistency. We talked about this last week.
Yeah, but okay.
It's consistency.
Yeah, but
and I think you want to see goals, right? They talked about this.
Yeah, but
the FA, all the ruling and stuff. Common sense needs to be. I think two different managers, two different refs. One gives a free kick, one carries on with play, and for me, as much as I don't like Arsenal, I don't think it was a foul.
Yeah. Is it because is it because
50-50, I thought.
Yeah, but is it because they had enough time Watford had enough time to set themselves up before the goal actually happened? It didn't lead directly to a goal. Does that make a difference?
Possibility.
Because by the time he went forward, like Kev just said, Ben White thought he was Messi for a second and started going in and out of players, and then they got the goal where I think they had a couple of seconds to sort their shape out. That's the only thing I can. Otherwise, bro, that is a foul. I mean, when you take out the player off the ball, but it wasn't though, because wasn't the ball gone?
Must have missed it.
The ball, he's played the ball backwards and then he's collided.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's coming in. He's coming in to make that tackle. He's coming in at speed. It's a 50-50. Yeah. I mean, I saw worse when Tottenham played Arsenal and Mora and Xhaka came together. Yeah, but that was allowed. So but Bobs, remember last season we're doing the watch along and the Spurs United game. Cavani scored a cracker goal, but because Son ran into McTominay and McTominay was the one that had the ball, they disallowed the goal.
Yeah, this is where I'm saying to you about the consistency, and I said it last week as well. Once we get all these referees and they do an analysis on games, on tackles, then that's when we probably don't have this conversation anymore. But I mean, as dubious as they are, this is why we have the conversation. Me and Steve are saying think it's fair. You're saying you think it's a foul. Now, the referee is let it go on. I think there's an unconscious bias towards the attacking team in these kind of situations.
I think Tottenham,
because they want to see goals. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Tottenham, yeah, exactly. So
it's consistent with Tottenham. It's consistent there. Where I look at the Tottenham, the Xhaka stayed on the ground. Even Mora was looking around like this should have stopped, but it continued and it was played on, and then Son got his goal.
Yeah.
In this one, I see similar. If not, this is actually probably less of a foul than the one on Xhaka. And I mean, we all know what happened to Xhaka in that game. So I think it was 50-50.
It's one of them.
Thank God.
But Steve, I think watching this game was a Nuno Tavares, bro. This guy, I think he was your best player on the pitch, in my opinion, bro.
Very, very
rapid. Rapid as well. Yeah. I mean, I think he's and that's another great signing. I mean. Did you guys get him this window or was it the last window? And he hasn't played this window?
Yeah.
For €9 million.
Yeah. Not a bad bargain. But look, guys, if you want to check out more of the Arsenal, Steve, are you going to do a review on this game or?
No, I won't be doing a review on this game. It's a bit late now. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to try and do another yarn with me and the boys. Hopefully I'll have that this week and we'll talk a little bit about this game on Watford. Cover that a bit and a little bit about this and that about Arsenal, where we're heading, if we like where we're heading and if we've got some confidence back now. But yeah. Yeah,
so guys, make sure you go check Steve out on that one. Go, Kev, go on. Do you want to add something?
I was just going to say, I just watched the footage, no foul.
Okay.
I just
watched the goal. My man. Anytime you want to come on that Aussie Gooner channel, you're in.
Do you know what?
Your box bigger than mine. It'll be massive. It'll just be you and me.
Hey, Bobs. Steve was talking about some bank transfers on the WhatsApp group, so I think Kev received it. Kev has received
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
It cleared.
it cleared, yeah.
Cleared. Yeah.
But look, before it's all good, yeah. It didn't bounce.
Yeah, mate.
No, mate, it's good.
But look, boys,
It's family.
before we wrap it
family,
up, I just want to quickly touch on Chelsea. 1-0 up at home.
Touched. There you go.
1-0 up. 1-0 up, yeah. Maybe Prime's got some explaining to do on this one. At home, you know, like I said last week, win all your home games, draw away. Burnley.
Imagine we had a Chelsea fan on the panel.
He was talking all that nonsense. Remember, Prime was making
Save
a lot of
the
noise,
bridge.
guys.
Save the bridge.
Save the bridge.
Who saved the bridge now? Who's saving the bridge now?
They might have needed Thierry Henry to come in and try win this game for him. Steve?
Apparently, he won't make the squad.
No.
Well, yeah.
The problem was Thierry Henry
Yeah.
was sitting on the bench.
Yeah,
He was on the bench.
We've but look, just quickly touching on him. I know Havertz got the goal, but boys, Reece James, a big shout, bro. He's been doing bits this season, and he continues with the assists, goals. The 2 goals he scored last week, was it? I think it was last week.
But are we? But watch it. Are we surprised a right-handed sided player in Tuchel's system is enjoying good football? Look at the previous jobs. It's always the fullbacks, the wing backs that have great joy, that come out, express themselves. Reece James is technically, he's amazing. He could play midfield probably. He's built like a centre back, and I think this is what makes him so wonderful, that he's able to get up and down.
Yeah.
You know,
I didn't. To be honest, it's surprising for me, Bobs, because I just didn't expect it. Not the way he's going,
really?
right? Not the way he's going. There we
thought it
go.
was scary.
There we go. Bob's has. What's going on?
Bobs.
We've lost him. Here we go.
Bob's just turning into Shang Tsung.
Hey, he hasn't.
Bob's just turning into Shang
Hey,
Tsung. What's going on here?
Steve? Didn't you send him the bank transfer as well to pay the bills?
Dude, but look, I'll sort that out now, man. Look, I'm sponsored by KSC. I got money to throw around. Give me 1 second.
Energy Australia.
We sort this out, man. Football capital needs you, bro. Give me 1 second.
What's going on, Bobs?
Look at that smile.
Yeah,
I ain't afraid of no ghost. Da-da-da-da.
I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not leaving. Where is he? What's happened?
Like with,
Oh, this is great.
There we go. He can sort himself out.
that's amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say about Reece James, but like he had a spell where he didn't play. He played like he missed 5 Premier League games.
Yeah.
So,
I know he got suspended as well.
He's now taking his chance.
Oh, did he get
Sorry,
suspended?
yeah.
Against
Correct,
Liverpool,
because
they
he got
handball.
the red card against Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah. The frauds.
Yeah.
Referee.
Yeah, on
refereeing
purpose,
on purpose.
Should have been a 6-match suspension.
6 match, you reckon?
Yeah, but he's come good the last 3 games. You know, so 3 goals in the last 3. So, you know, amazing.
For me,
work.
he starts right back in England squad over Trent at the moment.
The thing is with that, I know there's
More of a complete right back. is what
Yeah,
you're saying,
yeah.
Maybe.
He can
when
defend. If
he can
want to really
defend,
dumb it
yeah.
down, he can do his
he
job.
can defend. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I can't really disagree with that. I don't think he will. You know what? I
Chelsea
don't.
dropped points.
Yeah. Look,
They
go on,
should have
Kev.
had that game.
Bro, we're watching it at your house, right, Kev? Watching that game, and it was just like, is it the fact that no proper striker up front for them? That kind of, you know, Lukaku, Timo Werner, someone like that. I know Havertz was up there,
I think
but
they just missed chances, dude. Missed the chances because they created enough to get the goals, and they did it without strikers against Norwich, albeit Norwich, you know, is bottom of the table. But they had chances. I think Ross Barkley missed a sitter,
Hudson-Odoi, I think
you
it
know,
was.
more than a half, and more than a half chance. So, and yeah, you and I were sort of watching it with like one eye on the game, and
Bro, like,
just
25.
it was just Chelsea.
20,
Like, it was
25
like, okay.
shots, bro. 25 shots for Chelsea, 5 to Burnley, and only 4 on target for Chelsea. So I think they just need to be a little bit more clinical. That's what I mean. Maybe with a proper number 9, someone with just who's a little bit more clinical up front. I don't know how long Lukaku is out for, or Timo Werner. I'm not too sure. I hope he's out for fucking United game.
Not sure.
I hope
But
he's for a
it
long
could be,
time.
you know what, it could also be fatigue because these same players that are normally in a rotation are now playing a lot more football.
Champions
so
League and all that, yeah,
it
you're
could have
right.
just come, it could have just come down to that and just poor
Strain, stuff
timing,
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever it is. But yeah, like because Mason Mount didn't play as far as I can remember. I don't think he played. No Werner, no Lukaku, and at the back, no Aspilicueta.
Mason Mount came on at the end, Kev. He didn't play, but he can't. The last 5 minutes he jumped on. The last 5.
Oh,
Boys, are you really shocked about this result though? Like I'm seeing it in the game, you know.
I
thought
it's
that
not
was-
a.
I thought Burnley are dangerous in this game.
And whatnot.
Say that again.
Like I feel, you know, when what was the game? Sorry,
Southampton.
Ward Prowse got sent off.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like there's something like this was coming for them. They've been riding the wave a little bit, like jagging results here and there if they're not pumping teams. But I'm not too surprised that they dropped points.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think Pope, Kev,
Yeah.
some of the saves that Pope was making in that game, I think were like, wow, like it's that Pope that we almost seen in a couple years ago where he was in almost in line to
Fringe England.
for the Euros as well. So I know what you mean, Damo, bro. I know what you're saying. I think we did expect them to win this game because of form they've been on. They've been winning. I think a couple of weeks ago, they scored the 7 goals, 7-0.
Yeah.
Through in the Champions League, I think already, flying in their group. But if you don't take your chances, and that's what it is, if you don't take your chances in these games, and what did I say to you in the United game? Ronaldo needs half a chance, and he needs to score it, and he usually does. So that volley needed to go in because that's all he was going to get, right? And I think, especially, I know they're missing players, Chelsea, but it's 1-1, makes the title race a little bit more interesting, keeps everything intact. But Chelsea, I think United got him in a couple of weeks, so 1 or 2 weeks, so that's going to be an interesting one. But look, just quickly, boys, Leeds and Leicester, bro, some 2 cracker goals in that one. Bombs, I know you were talking about Rafinha, Damo in the group chat, but then was it Harvey Barnes, another cracker of a goal there. That was a 1-1 draw. Everton and Spurs.
You just needed to watch 90 seconds. 90 seconds of play.
Yeah.
You watch Leeds score their
Bro.
goal from the kickoff, FIFA moment, go down the other end, that's it, done.
Yeah.
Game over.
Everton and Antonio Conte's Spurs, 0-0 there. 0-0. Bro.
Was that a penalty? Lloris?
I didn't see it.
Maybe.
Oh, it was close.
Yeah,
man. It was
we've seen them given.
really
But you know the
close.
funny thing is, yeah, if you guys look at the highlights from this game, it's one chance. I'm not even taking the piss. I was watching this game, right?
It's post,
I was.
It's post?
Yeah, I was watching the game, but half on the
Celso?
phone, half on the La Celso, yeah, half on the phone, one eye just looking at the TV. I guess let me quick look at the highlights before we jump on. One chance. Like
Extended highlights, 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm surprised they try to fit in that 3 minutes. Yeah, but look,
Is that the Conte effect? Is that the
clean
we
sheet.
protect our goal
Yeah,
first
protect
effect?
it. Yeah, probably. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Norwich got their first win, then decided to sack their manager. Great there. Southampton beating
At
Villa.
least he left on a high. He left on
Villa
a
sacked
high.
their manager.
So that means United needs to win against Watford, and then Oli does his lap of honour. I get it. Newcastle still with it. I think the only team now without a win in the league. That's billionaires in the championship next season. But besides that, boys, I think that we got the main ones out of the way. Liverpool dropping the points. United again dropping the points. City, I don't know. Maybe they're looking slightly back to their best. They didn't really show any quality. They didn't show much quality against United, but they didn't need to. But we'll see, boys. International break now. Fuck. At least we didn't lose. We're not going to lose this week again, Kev. No back-to-back
We might.
defeats. Bro.
We might somehow.
If Oli doesn't go, so that's a loss then, yeah? I will take that
It's
as
a loss, yeah.
It's a loss.
Yeah.
But Steve, thanks for joining us again, bro. Damo, once again, thanks. It's not the result you wanted this week, but it is what it is. Kev, once again, thanks for joining us. Bits and Bobs, who was on earlier, who had an absolute howler today with his camera and his setup. Mr. BBC, so you know what I mean? Like we gotta run in his schedule these days. But boys, thanks for joining. Everyone else that was watching, make sure you get all your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what you think about some of the VAR decision, some of the goals, Arsenal's, and some of the other controversial decisions this week. But other than that, like, share, subscribe, and we'll fucking see you on the next one.